One of the things that we like to do before we get started with the videos, do a few recognitions of our Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame board and let you see the folks who meet from time to time as far as running this banquet and taking care of all the minute details that go with putting this on and getting all the videos and those kinds of things ready. So this time I want our board to stand, and when I call your name, our president, and he has been for a long, long time, and he does a great job, is Mr. Shannon J. Allen. Our vice president is Dr. Richard Ferguson. Where are you, Coach? He stepped out. Our treasurer, Frank Maston. Our secretary, Ricky Smith. Bill Aaron, Frank Baker, Mike Little Sr., Johnny Harbison, Kim Porch, Kevin Surrett, Jalen Jimerson. Jalen's not with us tonight. He and his wife just had their first child a few days ago, so he's not with us. Barry Mayhall, Stacy Anderton, Jim Bradshaw, Rick Marsh, Mitch Shelton, and Jeff Tully, and myself. So we are always great to work with those guys month by month. This time I want to recognize any former inductees that might be with us tonight. From the class of 2002, our charter class, we have two inductees, Coach Bill Jones and Coach John Kitchens. Would you please stand? Is there anyone else from the class of 2002? We've done our best to try to recognize everybody that came in, but we may have missed somebody, so we're going to ask at the end of each class if we missed anybody to please stand. From the class of 2003, Deanne Ashley and Bill Horton are here. Anyone else from the class of 03? From the class of 2004, I don't believe we have anybody here from the 04 class. From the class of 2005, Thomas Raines. Thomas is here. Anyone else here from 05? I don't believe we have anybody here from class of 2006. If so, please stand. Class of 2007, we have quite a few of the folks here. Richard Hayes, Mike Little Sr., Butch Looney, Ed Neesmith, and Ken Tyler are all with us today. Is there anyone here from the class of 2008? From the class of 2009, Dr. Richard Ferguson, he's in the back. Anyone else here from 09? Is anyone here from the class of 2010? 2011? 2012, we have Frank Baker, Greg Henderson, and Mike Oliver, who are all with us tonight. Anyone else here from the class of 2012? Class of 2013, Pod Patterson and Kim Porch. Anyone else here from 13? Anyone here from the class of 2014? 2015? Class of 2016, Rick Marsh is here. Anyone else here from 16? Class of 2017, Connie Vaughn is with us tonight. Anyone else here from 17? Class of 2018, Shannon Allen and Charles Cornelius are both with us. Anyone else here from 18? Class of 2019, Kenneth Adams, Joe Teal, both with us tonight. Anyone else from 2019? Class of 2020, Ken Gilliland is here. Anyone else here from 2020? Now, we did not have a class of 2021 because during the COVID year we inducted in 2021, we inducted the class of 2020. So we do not have a class of 2021. But from the class of 2022, we do have Buddy McMore and myself are here. So. Anybody else from 2020 or 22 with us? All right, congratulations to all of our former inductees for being here tonight. And without further ado, we are going to move on with the videos. Here is the process. The inductees already know this process, but I also need to let our presenters know. When you come up to receive your plaque, that needs to be done right here next to the podium. We've got a camera on back there and it's kind of stationary. So come right here, presenters, and present the plaque for the handshake. Shannon's going to come over and get a photo as well when you receive your plaque and pin. So we're going to start out the night with our first inductee. He's always first alphabetically, Bill Aaron.
Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2023 inductee, Bill Aaron. Bill Aaron was born on November 22, 1947, to Margaret and J.W. Aaron in Covington, Georgia. He has two sisters, Patty Howard and Kathy Borland, and a brother, Tommy Aaron. Bill grew up in Covington, and his love for athletics started by playing Little League Baseball for the Covington Mill Trojans. His team won the league championship 5 out of the 6 years he played. As a freshman, Bill played football and baseball at Newton County High School. After his freshman year, the family moved to Albertville. At Albertville High, Bill played football and baseball and ran track. Bill played wide receiver on the football team for 2019 Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Coach G.B. Beasley. The 1965 Aggie team went 8-1-1 and won the Marshall County Championship. On the track team, Bill was a sprinter and threw the discus. In the spring of 1965, Bill and his quarterback Tommy Carr were privileged to travel to Tuscaloosa to work out with Alabama quarterback Joe Namath. Joe Willie tutored Carr, and Bill ran all the pass routes for the two QBs. Bill was a star on the Albertville High baseball team, where he played outfield and was a pitcher. As a senior, he tallied a .363 batting average and went 3-1 on the mound. He was selected to play in the East-West High School All-Star Game in Talladega in 1966. After high school, Bill continued to play on the diamond, but switched over to slow-pitch softball. His team won the ASA State Championship in 1967, and Bill was named Most Valuable Player. He was named to the All-State team in both 67 and 68. In 1969, Bill was drafted into the United States Army. While stationed in the demilitarized zone in Korea, Bill tried out and was selected for the division baseball team. Of the 100 who tried out, he was chosen as one of the 15 who made the squad. The team's coach was Tim Van Galder, who played quarterback for the NFL's St. Louis Cardinals. After being discharged from the Army in 1970, Bill enrolled at Snead State Junior College. He played baseball at Snead for Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inaugural class inductee John Kitchens. Bill was named All-Conference while ranking in the top 10 in batting average in the conference. He then continued his education, receiving a baseball scholarship to play at St. Bernard College in Coleman. He played pitcher for the Saints and was selected All-Conference as a junior. After graduating from St. Bernard in May of 1973, Bill was hired as a math and science teacher at Douglas High School and was tabbed to coach junior high football and basketball and track. He also coached the DHS basketball team for the 1978-79 season. Bill left Douglas after 6 years to become the principal at Asbury Junior High School. His 3 years at Asbury led to a long career in school administration, which included stops at Boaz Elementary School, 10 years, Boaz High School, 3 years, Marshall County Alternative School, 1 year, and Claysville Junior High, 5 years. After his tenure at Claysville, Bill returned to Asbury to lead the school into its transition from a K-8 school to a high school. By his own admission, helping start a new high school was one of the proudest moments in his educational career. Bill retired from public education in 2006 with 33 years of service. In addition to his career in education, Bill served as a member of the Alabama National Guard for 23 years. He volunteered and was called up for Operation Desert Storm in 1990, but was not called overseas as the war ended before he was deployed. Bill's civic accomplishments are noteworthy. In 1989, he was named Boaz Civitan's Man of the Year. He is a former president of the Boaz Chamber of Commerce and was the drive chairman for United Way of Marshall County in 1989 and 1992. In 2010, Bill was elected to the Marshall County Board of Education, where he served as board president in 2015 and 16. On June 6, 1996, Bill married the former Gail Patterson of Hueytown. They have 4 children and 12 grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2023 inductee, Bill Aaron.
Bill is going to be presented with his plaque and pin by board member Mike Little Sr. and his former teammate.
Good evening. First of all, I would like to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Without him, I would not be here tonight, and I thank him every day. I'm going to be a little redundant on thanking some people that I think are very important to this organization. I would like to thank the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Board for making this possible. I would specifically like to thank Shannon Allen, President, Dr. Richard Ferguson, Vice President, Frank Maston, Treasurer, Ricky Smith, Secretary, Patrick Williams, who writes our bios, and I think Butch does that too, and Dr. John Finley and his classes at DAR help provide or produce the videos. They do a really good job, and without them, tonight would have not been possible. So I just want to make sure they got recognized. I would like to thank my family, my wife, my children, and my grandchildren. It means so much for you to be here with me tonight, and I truly am grateful for you. I work for the Marshall Medical Centers and proud to have 2 of my supervisors and 2 of my co-workers here tonight, and thank you for coming. My dad passed away nearly 8 years ago. I wished he could have been here tonight. He would have been very proud. My mother is still living at the age of 96. She's in assisted living and couldn't make it tonight, but I'm proud of her too. Sports has always been part of my life. I went into education because I wanted to coach. My daddy told me, no, you don't need to go into education, you can't make any money. For 6 years, I coached for 6 years, and after that 6 years, I realized my daddy was right. I became a principal for 27 years. I've not played competitive sports in 40 years, as you can tell. I do play golf, however, I'm not good enough to be competitive. You can ask Mike Little or Johnny Pelham, they can tell you that. You look back on your athletic career and you wonder how you accomplished these things. Then I think about the coaches I had. I had coaches that strive for perfection. My Little League coach, Buddy Baker, he coached me in Little League for 6 years. I was on the same Little League for 6 years, so he got to coach me for 6 years, which he was an excellent coach. That's where I got my foundation. Ronald Bradley, Newton County High School, he was my high school baseball coach. G.B. Beasley was my Apple High School, was my football, baseball, and track coach. John Kitchens was my baseball coach at Sneed. Charlie Richards, St. Bernard baseball coach. He had coached baseball at St. Bernard for 36 years. So he was outstanding coach also. I am very honored to be here tonight and have my name mentioned with so many great athletes. I never thought I would never thought I would be honored for doing something I love so much. Thank you for being here, and good night.
Since 1943, the Municipal Utilities Board has been meeting utility needs of the citizens of Albertville and surrounding areas. From keeping your home comfortable to providing necessary expansions and supporting industrial and commercial growth, MUB provides the utilities you rely on in your everyday life. Electricity, water, wastewater, all at a reasonable cost. MUB is committed to providing reliable service today and resources tomorrow. MUB is proud to be a supporter of this community channel broadcast.
Lake Guntersville Pool and Spas is your home for custom pool design and construction, along with service, sales, and repair. They're also your authorized dealer for bullfrog spas and swim spas. For your new construction or redesign of your existing personalized outdoor space, visit our large showroom, located at the top of the mountain in Guntersville. Call Lake Guntersville Pool and Spas at 256-582-4050. Shane Vandegrift and the Lake Guntersville Real Estate Team are proud supporters of the Guntersville City Schools and Wildcat Athletics. They encourage you to get out and support your local sports. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, the best call you can make is Lake Guntersville Real Estate at 256-582-0112. Visit their informative website, shanev.com. They're your source for real estate in the Lake Guntersville area. They'll support you through the entire process, just like they support the Wildcat.
Screwdriver.
Screwdriver.
Pliers.
Pliers.
Phone.
Care can be distracting.
Phone.
That's why our new Whirlpool Smart Range lets you care smarter with control from anywhere. So life doesn't revolve around your range.
Give me that Phillips screwdriver, would you, kiddo?
Every day, care. Whirlpool.
Visit the helpful, knowledgeable staff at Bond's Appliance on Gunner Avenue in Gunner.
You walk in the door, it's a hometown atmosphere, just a great place to purchase a vehicle.
We're going to do what we say we're going to do.
I've been a customer for over 8 years and I love it.
The customer can relax and feel like that there's no pressure.
We've had a very good experience. I will come back here to buy whatever cars that we are going to buy in the future.
We don't try to steer you in a different direction.
For us, we don't need to go anywhere else.
We want everyone that walk in that feel like they're at home, that they're part of our family. Because at Sand Mountain Toyota, we are more than a dealership.
First Baptist Church of Guntersville is another proud supporter of Guntersville High School. Best of luck to the Wildcats throughout the seasons.
Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2023 inductee, Zeke Bentley. Isaiah Zeke Bentley Jr. was born on January 10, 1953, to Isaiah Bentley Sr. and Luvinia Miss Honey Bentley of Albertville. Zeke had 3 brothers, William, Jesse, and Sammy. Jesse, who passed away in 2018, was an all-Marshall County football player and track and field athlete. Zeke, Jesse, and Sammy were all members of the Army ROTC program at AHS. Zeke tried to enlist in the Army following graduation, but was turned down due to his loss of vision in one eye from a childhood accident. Even though Zeke lost vision in one eye, this did not deter his desire to excel in sports. He began his athletic career at Lakeview School in Guntersville, alongside Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductees Jimmy Lee Griffin, Kent Looney, Butch Looney, and Connie Clyde Vaughn. After the desegregation of Alabama schools in the mid-1960s, Zeke took the skills that he had developed at Lakeview to Albertville High School, where he became the first great African-American athlete to play for the Aggies. In 1972, the Sand Mountain Reporter stated, Isaiah Zeke Bentley Jr. might be the finest athlete to ever play for the Aggies. According to Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame broadcaster Bill Yancey, the 6'1" super jumper was first team All-State basketball, Birmingham Post-Herald 1972. Zeke played varsity basketball for Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame basketball coach Shannon Sloan for 5 years, starting in the 8th grade. Some of his accomplishments were Aggie records at the time. His scoring averages were 12 points per game as a freshman, 14 as a sophomore, 16 as a junior, and 18 as a senior. This was before the three-point shot. Zeke also set a school record of 24 rebounds versus the Boaz Pirates and had 23 versus the Huntsville Panthers. In the 1972 Marshall County Tournament Finals, Zeke scored 30 points and pulled down 16 rebounds against the Guntersville Wildcats. He was selected tournament MVP. He was also chosen as MVP and All-NEAC in the Northeast Alabama Conference Tournament after a 59-56 Aggie victory over Gadsden High School in the tournament finals. Zeke was also an outstanding track and field athlete. In the 1972 Marshall County track meet, Zeke won 5 events: the shot put, discus, high jump, long jump, and triple jump to lead the Aggies to the county championship. He also advanced to the Alabama State Track and Field Meet in 1971 and 1972, competing in both the shot put and 100-yard dash. Zeke played only 1 year of varsity football as a senior in the 1971 season under head coach Ken Barrett. Due to an injury, he only played 8 games. However, Zeke was an outstanding player on both defense and offense. He was selected to the All-Region 10, All-Marshall County, All-NEAC, and All-State teams, and won the Aggie of the Year award. Following his senior year, Zeke was offered a scholarship to play football at Samford University, but elected to play basketball for Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame coach John Kitchens at Snead State. In his freshman year, Zeke averaged 13 points and 6 rebounds per game. After his college career, Zeke remained active in athletics, playing community league softball, baseball, and basketball in Guntersville until his untimely death on August 2, 1979. Zeke is survived by his wife June, 2 sons, Isaac and Isaiah III, and 7 grandchildren, Jordan, Tori, Jalen, Destiny, Will, Xander, and Katie Grace. Isaiah was an outstanding all-county basketball player at Guntersville High School. In the 1993 regional tournament at Wallace State, he hit the final basket as time ran out, sending the Wildcats to the Final Four tournament in Birmingham. Isaiah's son Jordan was an all-state running back for the Wildcats and a first-team freshman All-American at Alabama A&M. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2023 inductee, Zeke Bentley.
And Dr. Richard Ferguson, board member, will present Mrs. Bentley with Zeke's plaque.
Good evening. On behalf of Zeke Bentley, I thank the Sports Committee for his induction in the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame this year. It's been over 50 years since Zeke ran for a touchdown for Albertville, or shot a basket for Snead College, or hit a home run for his baseball team. I know he would want to say thank you and give a shout out to the coaches and players of those teams. I know he would want to thank several families, the Wakefields, the Bruces, and the Jones family for their encouragement after he transferred from Lakeview to Albertville. His recollection of them always gave him a smile. I would like to thank Bill Yancey for his advice and stat contribution, and thanks to Gil Bruce for nominating Zeke this past year. Special thanks to my daughter, Miracle Grant, for staying with me at the Sand Mountain Reporter and taking pictures of articles for this. Thanks to Sandy Bentley, Zeke's brother, and Zeke's and my son, Isaiah, and his wife, Tanya, for getting the pictures and articles together. And thanks to Richard Ferguson for putting everything together for this presentation. Above all, I thank the Lord for this wonderful night and for Zeke being included in this ceremony. He would be honored and thrilled. He loved sports. So on behalf of Zeke, thank you.
Family-owned and operated Discount Building Supply in Warrenton is a whole lot more than building supplies and hardware. Stop by and browse their 130,000 square foot home center. You'll find popular smoker grills with supplies and seasonings, family outing and tailgate supplies, Yeti coolers, outdoor and hunting apparel, landscape management supplies, boathouse products, and everything to beautify your outdoor living space. Discount Building Supply and Home Center. 3 generations of the Walker family proudly serving your family. Since 1956 and through 3 generations, the C.A. Langford Company has provided crushed limestone, sand, asphalt, and more. From large commercial projects to small jobs and residential needs. For products and services information, call 582-5723 or visit their informative website, calangford.company. RE/MAX Gunnersville is a proud supporter of the Gunnersville City Schools academics and athletics. Best of luck to the Wildcats throughout the year. For all your real estate needs, call on the local professional staff at RE/MAX Gunnersville, 256-582-5585.
Communities that have an independent bank located in them do far better economically than those that don't. I think that we have been able to really make a difference.
20 years that I've been here, the most rewarding thing is just to see the impact that we've had in our communities and for our customers.
Steve and Marilyn Murphy invite you to visit Harrelson Drugs. In addition to being your trusted healthcare resource, Harrelson carries a great selection of gifts and collectibles. You'll find aisles of the most popular names and brands suitable for any occasion. They're also your source for customized invitations and printing. You'll always find an all-occasion card to say exactly what you feel. Harrelson's also carries convenience groceries from the shelf and from the cooler. Harrelson Drugs on the corner of Obrig and Patterson in Gunnersville.
Ladies and gentlemen, inductee Lowell Edmonds. Billy Lowell Edmonds was born on March 4, 1945 in the Grassy Mountain area of Marshall County, Alabama, to Ernest and Virgie Edmonds. He had no siblings and did not participate in sports until he entered the 9th grade. However, the 6'2" freshman was a quick learner and soon became the starting center for the junior high team. The Patriots went 25-1, averaged 60 points per game, and finished second in the 1959-60 district basketball tournament. The Patriots would have very successful teams over the next 3 years. As a sophomore, Lowell started out on the JV team, but moved up to play with the varsity on a team that went 19-3 under coach G.M. Wheat. As a junior, Lowell, now 6'4", became the starting center. The team went 21-10, won the district championship, and went to the 1962 state tournament in Tuscaloosa before losing in the first round. The 1962-63 team, under Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame coach John Kitchens, again won the district tournament, and the Patriots made it all the way to the Final Four, finishing third in the state of Alabama with a 27-7 record. Lowell and 2 teammates, David Wilder and Thomas Bevels, made the All-State Tournament team, and in addition, Lowell was also a 2-time All-Marshall County and All-District selection. Following graduation from DAR in 1963, Lowell signed a scholarship to play basketball for Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame coach Emmett Plunkett at Snead State. After 2 years with the Parsons, Lowell took his skills to Florence State, now the University of North Alabama, where he became an outstanding forward for Coach Ed Billingham. He also continued his interest and participation in sports by playing basketball and tennis for GTE in the Huntsville Industrial League and coaching basketball with the YMCA and the Huntsville Recreation Department. Lowell and his first wife, Faye, who passed away after 37 years of marriage, had 1 son, Greg, 2 grandsons, Noah and Chance, and a granddaughter, Zoe. Greg made the Alabama Sports Writers Association All-State team for 3 years while playing basketball at DAR. He was also the Alabama 3A Player of the Year in 1990. Greg signed a scholarship to play basketball at UAB under legendary coach Gene Bartow. After 2 years at UAB, he transferred to Jacksonville State and played 3 years for Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame coach Bill Jones of Guntersville. Noah is following in the footsteps of his father and grandfather as an all-city and all-county basketball player. Zoe is an all-city volleyball player, and Chance is already playing both basketball and football at only 8 years of age. Lowell and his second wife, Patricia, together have 3 children and 7 grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2023 inductee, Lowell Edmonds.
Lowell's plaque will be presented by board member Jim Bradshaw.
Good evening. I'd like to thank the board of directors for the induction. I especially like to thank Jimmy Bradshaw for nominating me to this award. I'd first like to congratulate my brother-in-law and sister-in-law for their 60th wedding anniversary this week. My wife, Patricia, and I will be married 10 years next week. So a lot of celebrating going on. I have with me tonight family and friends. I'm especially appreciative for your attendance here. And I say friends loosely because I've known these guys for 65 of my 78 years. So they're more like friends. So I have 2 tables of friends here tonight and family. I would especially like to thank Coach John Kitchens. Coach Kitchens was my coach my senior year in 1963. And Coach Kitchens instilled in me things that followed me throughout my career: competitiveness, work ethic, and team effort. And I didn't pursue a career in sports, but it did follow me all the way through my career in management. I would like to, again, thank you for this honor. I'm honored and I'm humbled. Thank you very much.
If you're looking for a rental home or apartment in the Guntersville area, call on Bonds Real Estate. Visit bondsrealestate.com to search their extensive list of available properties. Bonds Real Estate is another proud supporter of Guntersville Wildcat basketball.
Congratulations to Buddy Bunch and his staff at Bunch Pharmacy as they were honored as the 2022 Health Mart National Pharmacy of the Year.
Supreme Courts is your ultimate local indoor facility for competition youth sports, training, and recreation activities. Home to Impact Basketball and Volleyball. Give Jonathan Hyde a call at 256-527-1051. As the Electric Board of Guntersville, we want you to know that we are your partner in the community. And we hope our commitment, character, and integrity shine through every time you meet us as we empower our community to be the best it can be.
As the city of Guntersville continues to grow and prosper, your Guntersville Water Board keeps pace. For more information on the Guntersville Water Board, including fast and easy online bill payment, visit their informative website, gvillewater.com.
Marshall County Gas, a proud sponsor of this community channel broadcast on Horizon Communications. Enjoy the game and make it a point to get out and support your local athletic programs. And remember, gas does it better, naturally.
Your local Foodland Market. Your store for everyday low prices and weekly specials with savings on every aisle and friendly customer service throughout the store. We sell only the best USDA inspected meats. Our trained meat cutters offer fresh cut meats to your specification. Our fruits and vegetables are always fresh. Quality and variety you deserve every day. Your local Foodland Market, where savings plus service plus selection equals satisfaction. Ladies and gentlemen, Class of 2023 inductee, Philip Eubanks. Philip Don Eubanks was born on October 6, 1953 to LG and Linnell Eubanks in Albertville. He was the third of 5 children, which included older sister Patricia, older brother Michael, younger sister Kathy, and younger brother Johnny. Philip was a 3-year letterman in basketball at Boaz High School, where he played under class of 2007 Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee Coach C.K. Preacher Gant and Coach C.D. Wright. Philip was a tall man in a tall man's sport as he towered over opponents with his 6'7" frame. The lanky Pirate center was named All-Marshall County twice, All-Region, and was named to the Birmingham Sports Herald's All-State team in 1972. Unfortunately, Philip was unable to finish his senior year due to suspension following a fight in a game against Albertville. That fight would become a penultimate event later in his coaching career and in ministry. Philip graduated from Boaz High in 1972. After graduating from BHS, Philip signed a basketball scholarship with Florence State College to play for Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame charter class inductee Bill E. Jones. After a year in Florence, Philip returned to Boaz and played basketball at Snead State for charter class inductee John Kitchens. As a Parson, Philip averaged 16 points and 12 rebounds per game and was named to the All-AJCC team. After the 73-74 season was over, Philip returned to Florence as a signee under new University of North Alabama coach Bill L. Jones. The UNA Cager averaged 10 points and 7 rebounds over his 2 years there. Philip majored in health, physical education, and recreation with a minor in biology. He graduated in 1976 with the highest GPA among all HPER majors at UNA and was selected by the faculty for membership into Omicron Delta Kappa National Honor and Leadership Society. Philip then enrolled at the University of Alabama, where he served as a graduate assistant in the HPER department. Philip secured his master's degree and began his teaching and coaching career at Marion County High School in Guin. He was the head varsity boys basketball coach and an assistant football coach. His 1977-78 Red Raiders won the Class 1A Area 14 championship. After a year at Marion County, Philip returned to North Alabama as head boys basketball coach and assistant football coach at Madison County High School in Gurley. He coached the varsity girls squad his last year there. Philip spent 5 years at MCHS. After his tenure at Madison County, Philip was hired as the head varsity boys basketball coach and assistant football coach at Ardmore High School in the fall of 1983. After the 1987-88 season, Philip gave up his coaching duties as he felt the call into ministry. He continued his teaching duties and became a part-time local pastor to 5 United Methodist churches in Giles County, Tennessee. During the years that Philip was out of high school coaching, he devoted his time to coaching in local youth leagues, continuing to help shape the lives of young people in his community, including his own children. The incident in the Albertville game during his senior year at Boaz High had a profound impact on Philip's life. He used the incident in his own career, teaching his players the value of sportsmanship and the consequences of unsportsmanlike behavior. On May 25, 1975, Philip married the former Deborah Farrington of Boaz, also a 1972 BHS graduate. They have 6 children, daughters Elizabeth Bonhoff, Rebecca Theory, Susanna Eubanks, and Lydia O'Donnell, and sons Joseph and Benjamin, who is deceased. They have 6 grandchildren. Sadly, Philip suffered a stroke and passed away on January 23, 2007. His life and legacy are remembered with great love and fondness by his former players, teammates, and family. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2023 inductee, Philip Eubanks.
Board member Frank Maston will present Mrs. Eubanks with Philip's plaque.
Thank you tonight on behalf of Philip. I want to say thank you. I know he's looking down with pride. It's a bittersweet night for our family. Our 5 living children and their families are sitting over here with me, as well as some friends, and it's a very bittersweet night Because obviously they like for their mom to be sitting over there and their dad standing up here. For one reason, they're saying, what in the world will she say? Pretty true, they trust their dad. But I do want to say thank you. You know, tonight, after 48 years of being married to Philip, I know what he would have said tonight. And it would have been, thank you for this honor. Thank you so much for what you've done for him. Our family wants to thank you. And he would have said thank you to those that nominated him. He would have said thank you to those that voted for him to be honored in this way. He would have said thank you to each and every person that was behind the scenes. It takes a lot to put on something like this. He would have said thank you for that. And most of all, he would have said thank you to one person, and I want to second that thank you to Mr. Patrick Williams. He's done a wonderful job with what he did in honoring Philip tonight. You know, he's called me a couple of times and I enjoyed talking to him, but he'd always done his homework. He knew the answers before he asked, and thank you, Mr. Williams, you did a wonderful job. You know, I want to say thank you tonight to 3 coaches that I know Philip would have thanked, and 2 of them are with him, and he can thank them himself, but I know he'd want it said. Thank you to Coach C.K. Gant from Boaz High School. Thank you to John Kitchens from Snead Junior College. And thank you to Bill Jones from the University of North Alabama. They gave him the privilege of playing ball, and he would have been thankful for that. He would have said thank you to 2 coaches that are here from Ardmore that coached with him years ago and stayed friends with him. Jerry Witt and Bill White, thank you guys for being here to support our family and to honor Philip. And Philip would have said, and make sure nobody gets to talk to them afterwards. They could tell some stories. You know, tonight is a special night, and I know there are some of you sitting out there from the 1972 era that I'm from too, and you're going, how could Philip Eubanks, who was a big part of the brawl between Boaz and Albertville that year, how could he be honored tonight at a sports Hall of Fame thing? Well, I can assure you that he took that bad incident and he turned it into good, because our own children know technical fouls were not allowed. He taught that to his players and to students in his classrooms. He said sportsmanship's important. Sometimes you learn the hard way, and he wanted everybody to know. So he would be so proud, I know, looking down tonight. And I know the biggest thing Philip would say tonight is thank you to the good Lord for giving him the ability to play ball. Because being able to play ball is what gave him college scholarships and what allowed him to take care of our family for the years that he taught and coached. It was a blessing. So tonight is a big honor for us, a great honor. And I know Philip is looking down with pride, and he's saying, most of all, just say thank you. I am honored and in awe that I was chosen. Thank you so much.
With gas prices and inflation at an all-time high, Alexander Ford understands it's tough out there. We do not want to be just some dealership, we want to be your dealership. For all your sales, parts, and service needs, we believe we can save you money. We have new inventory on the way, a fully stocked parts department, and an award-winning service department.
Alexander Ford has been family owned and operated for over 50 years in Boaz. We want to be a part of your family.
Visit Boaz Discount Drugs and Johnson Hallmark in their new location just up the street on the corner of Highway 168 and Elizabeth Street in Boaz. Same helpful, friendly service with personal attention to each prescription. Boaz Discount Drugs is your prescription compounding specialist with custom medications to fit your needs. And Johnson's Hallmark is your source for all occasion cards and gift items. Marshall DeKalb Electric Cooperative is a proud supporter of our community and our local schools, academics, and athletics. Best of luck to all our local teams throughout the season. Our mission at Marshall DeKalb Electric Cooperative is to provide the most reliable electrical service at the lowest possible rate. We strive to achieve our mission with quality and reliable service and a commitment to our consumer needs. We want to be a beacon in each community that we serve.
People's Bank is my go-to place for banking.
When you deal with People's, their goal
is your success.
Here at People's Bank, it's more about a relationship.
I know my bankers, and I've got their cell numbers. I just call them.
If we had been with a larger bank, we would have just been a number. We're supported 100% by People's Bank.
They're our neighbor, they're our friends. We're part of this community.
I went to People's Bank because I knew they were going to take care of me.
People's Bank treat us like we're the most important client they have.
Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2023 inductee, Jimmy Lee Bird Griffin. Jimmy Lee Bird Griffin was born on January 15, 1948 to Mr. Ike Gurley and Kathleen Griffin in Gunnersville, Alabama. He has an older brother, Charles Johnson Griffin, and a younger brother, Robert Horton Griffin. His first cousin is 2017 Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee, Connie Clyde Vaughn. Jimmy's basketball career started when he was a 7th grade student at Lakeview School in Gunnersville. Lakeview opened in 1949 and was the school in Marshall County where African American students attended and played sports prior to the desegregation of schools in Alabama. Lakeview produced many great players who went on to play at Marshall County High School, now Gunnersville High School. Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductees Johnny Butch Looney, Connie Clyde Vaughn, and Kent Looney became household names in Gunnersville, and all say that they were positively affected by Jimmy Bird Griffin. Connie Vaughn related, "My idol growing up was Jimmy. He was a phenomenal basketball player, and I tried to play like him. Everything I did, I got from Jimmy." Lakeview School closed in 1967, the same year that Bird Griffin finished one of the greatest careers in the storied history of Marshall County basketball. Jimmy Lee was coached by legendary head basketball coach and Lakeview principal Adolph Sissom and assistant coach Jack Anthony. Coach Sissom realized early that Jimmy had the ability to be a great player for the Tigers. He acquired the nickname Bird because at only 6'1" and 165 pounds, he had skinny legs, but he could literally fly high up into the air just like a bird. In most games, Bird would jump center at the game's tip-off and then move to play guard or forward as determined by his coaches. As a sophomore, Bird scored 53 points in one game. As a junior, he scored 54 against a tough Carver High School team in Gadsden. The Tigers won the district championship as Bird led the team to Lakeview's first 1A state tournament for black schools in Montgomery. In his senior year, Bird led the team to a school-high 16-3 record in the regular season and a 24-4 final record after the state tournament. In order to go to the state tourney in 1967, Lakeview had to win a one-day sectional tournament in Center by beating both Asheville and Center in order to advance to the district tournament in Gadsden. In the district, they beat Talladega County Training 77-51 and the Alabama School for the Deaf 85-62 before defeating Shelby County 85-76 in the finals to win the district championship and send the Tigers to their second straight berth in the state tournament in Montgomery. In the first round game, Lakeview beat East Choctaw 85-70, then Geneva County 84-65, and then Snow Hill 74-72 in the state semifinal game. The Tigers faced a very strong St. Jude team in the finals, falling 73-58 to finish as the state runner-up. Bird scored 102 points in the tourney and was selected as tournament MVP, All-State Tournament, First Team All-State, and All-District. During that magical season, which was the last year for high school basketball at Lakeview, Jimmy Bird Griffin averaged 30 points and pulled down 12 rebounds per game. At the end of the season, he was selected as team MVP and captain. Following the season, Jimmy was offered scholarships from 3 historically black colleges and universities, Alabama A&M, Miles College, and Gadsden State. He signed to play at Miles, but returned to Gunnersville after a year. However, Bird did not give up his love of basketball and played in the Gunnersville Independent Men's League for the Citizens Bank team coached by Buddy Bodine. Other players in the league included Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductees Jackie Thrower, Mickey Moore, Will Beard, and Bill Jones. Jimmy was married to Sarah Neesmith Griffin. He is retired and spends most of his time with family and friends. His daughters are Ursula Griffin Williams, Mary Elaine Griffin, Brooke Thrasher, Chanda Moore, Katie Sue Moore, and Sabrina Appleton. His sons are Jimmy Griffin Jr., Roy Hampton, and Jamie Moore. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2023 inductee, Jimmy Lee Bird Griffin.
Rick Marsh, our board member, will present Jimmy Lee with his plaque and pen. Good.
I didn't bring no notes. I'm just going to tell you how it was. I want to thank God for give me the power to do what I did. And I want to thank Connie, Kent, and Butch. And I want to thank the Hall of Fame and Mr. Richard for having me. Back in my days, I started in the 7th grade. I was a shooter. I could shoot anywhere in the gym. And I could outjump the average 6'6" or 6'7". Yes, I could do that. But in the meantime, I scored 56 points when I got in the 10th grade. And first of all, I was playing against Carver from Gadsden. And I think I shot 22 or 24 points. And it was a man up behind me in a trench coat. He had a gun under there. And he told me, said, 15, if you make another point, you're dead. I said, I got under the goal. They threw me the ball. I threw the ball back out. And the coach called timeout. He asked me, why did I throw the ball back out? I told him, I said, this man behind us in this trench coat got a gun under there. And he said he can kill me if I make another point. So our coach went and talked to Carver's coach. Carver's coach called the police. The police came and got him and the gun. When I see that, I really whooped Gadsden. They was hollering, hold 15, hold it. Wasn't no holding 15. I shot 44 points that night. I was glad to see that man leave. Really, I was. Yes. I did a lot of playing ball. Played with Jackie Thrower. And another thing, Jackie was going to bring his boys up at see us play. We was playing against Gadsden State. And he seen us beating Gadsden State pretty bad. He wouldn't bring his boys up there because we was going to demolish them. We were. We were going to put it on. But in the meantime, I'm lucky that I made it out of Gadsden with the gun. And I am through talking.
Since 1952, Wilkes Tire and Battery Service has been the place to take your vehicle for service you can trust. Our family takes pride in carrying on the tradition of providing great service, working with integrity, and giving back to the community. For tires, batteries, auto services, and more, choose the people you can trust. With 10 locations to serve you, including Albertville and Gunnersville, at Wilkes Tire and Battery Service, we get you started and keep you going.
At Piggly Wiggly, we work hard to deliver the very best to you and your family. You get the best of both worlds, great quality meats and a super low price. You'll always find low prices throughout Piggly Wiggly.
Hello, Hello, this is Maury Yancey, President of the Lake Guntersville Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber of Commerce staff, board, and membership proudly cheer the Wildcats on to victory. When you shop local, you are supporting the future of our young people. The Lake Guntersville Chamber of Commerce, cheering on the Wildcats.
We know you're looking for a reliable vehicle.
Heading to work?
Headed to play. Taking the grandkids to the beach.
Every vehicle comes with a warranty for the length of the contract.
And you get a Carfax with every purchase.
We make everything easy, from the application to the approval or to the payments.
We're not your ordinary buy here, pay here dealer.
Established in 1946, Kirkpatrick Concrete has a tradition of top quality products and service. They now have 11 North Alabama locations to meet this area's demand for quality ready-mix concrete. For your next project, your friends at Kirkpatrick Concrete are just down the road. First Baptist Church of Guntersville is another proud supporter of Guntersville High School. Best of luck to the Wildcats throughout the seasons.
We have banks and competitors in various markets that we're in that don't have a banker that's a lender in that market. Somebody comes zooming in from another city to handle that. They're raising money for loans that they're going to make in another city, and we just don't see our role as a community bank to be that kind of bank.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2023 inductee, Patrick Harding. Patrick Harding was born on August 24, 1968, to Roger and Patricia Harding. Roger was a star basketball player at Kate Duncan Smith DAR High School and is a 2012 Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee. Patrick has two younger siblings, a brother, Bo Harding, who also became a high school basketball coach and official, and a sister, Nicole Ledbetter, who teaches and coaches cheerleaders at DAR. Patrick began participating in sports when he entered the 7th grade at DAR. He played baseball and basketball and ran cross country for the Patriots. Just like his dad and many other young men on the mountain, basketball became most important to Patrick, and he excelled in the sport. He played for Coach Kirk Jonas in grades 7 through 9. He then played junior varsity basketball as a sophomore under 2009 Hall of Fame inductee Coach Bobby Buford. His JV team went undefeated and won the Marshall County Championship. Coach Buford also coached Patrick during his 2 years on the varsity squad. His senior year, the Patriots were very special. The Patriots went 29-5, won the area championship, and lost in the Class 2A state finals to Hazelwood. Patrick garnered a number of individual honors that year. He was named the Marshall County Most Valuable Player, first team All-State by the Alabama Sports Writers Association, and was the Class 2A Player of the Year. After graduating from DAR in the spring of 1986, Patrick signed to play basketball at Snead State under 2002 charter class inductee John Kitchens. After 2 years at Snead, Patrick transferred to Athens State College. He served as a manager and student assistant coach for the men's basketball team under Coach Harold Merle. Patrick graduated from Athens State in 1990 with a BS in education. Patrick was hired in the fall of 1990 as the junior high basketball coach at Douglas High School. In his 2 years as coach of the Junior Eagles, the team went 31-7. He was elevated to head coach of the Douglas Boys program in April of 1992 and became the youngest head varsity basketball coach in Marshall County history. Patrick spent 1 year at the helm at Douglas and then transferred home to DAR as varsity boys head coach. He coached the Patriots program for 4 years. It was during his time at DAR that he married the former Misty Hayes of Douglas, an outstanding high school volleyball player in her own right. In 1997, Patrick left DAR to become the JV coach at Albertville High School, where he worked under 2014 Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee Tony Mabry. Patrick's junior varsity teams won the Marshall County tournament both years he coached them and went 25-0 in the 98-99 season. In 1999, the principal at Albertville High at the time and former Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame board member Johnny Ingram hired Patrick as the head varsity boys coach. Patrick would spend the next 21 years as head coach, where he would have an ultra-successful tenure. His teams won 6 area championships and 9 Marshall County championships. 13 seasons, his teams won 20 or more games. He coached 4 All-State players, Trinity Bell, Riley Norris, Jay Raines, and his son Dylan Harding. Patrick had the privilege of coaching both his sons, Dylan and Dane. They became great high school players under their dad's tutelage and signed to play basketball at UAH. With both sons playing in Huntsville, the Hardings decided it was time to make a move to be closer to them. In 2021, he was hired as varsity boys head coach at Buckhorn High School in Madison County. In his first year in Newmarket, the team won the area title. This past season was the ultimate cap on a sensational career. The Bucks finished 27-7, captured the Class 6A Area 16 Championship, the Northwest Regional Championship, and in March, won the AHSAA Class 6A Championship. With his 565 career wins as a varsity boys head coach in the state of Alabama, Coach Harding ranks in the top 40 all-time in wins in AHSAA history. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2023 inductee, Patrick Harding.
Board member Stacy Anderton will present Coach Harding with his plaque. As appreciative as I am for tonight, whoever had me following Mr. Jimmy, that's a hard act to follow. You knocked it out of the park. I am incredibly honored and humbled to stand before you today, and I appreciate the committee's recognition of me to be a part of this Hall of Fame. I want to thank my family. Misty has been an unwavering supporter of mine and throughout my career. As coaches' wives go, I hit the lottery. She's great. Dylan and Dane, their love for basketball has kind of made basketball our family business, and not a lucrative one, but nonetheless a family business. Obviously, my mom and dad, many of you guys know them. They've now passed, but they had a profound influence on my life. My love for basketball comes from my dad. I'd also like to thank my brother Bo and my sister Nicole for sharing this special night with me. I learned a lot of lessons from my high school coaches, Coach Kirk Jonas and Bobby Buford. And some of those lessons I still use with my players today. It's amazing how 40 years later you can still recall some of those things. The way they motivated and instilled confidence in us, I'm still amazed by that. A quick funny story, back when we played Butler one night in 1985, and they were the largest school in the state. And of course, my graduating class had 44 students. We were a pretty small school. And so he was a great motivator. On the whiteboard, he writes down statistics like the enrollment of Butler and then our enrollment, and he goes through all the advantages that they have over us, and in the end he says, but they're going to put 5 players on the court and we're going to put 5 players on the court, and I believe our 5 are better. And we knocked down the door to get out on the floor. Well, fast forward a few years, and we were in Birmingham State Finals this year, and my group was just as nervous and as tight as they could be. You could just feel the tension in the room. And I'm sitting in the hallway, and I thought, I'm going to try that. So sure enough, I did the same thing, 2 columns, and all the advantages of Mountain Brook, all the disadvantages that we had. They'd been to 10 finals in 12 years. We hadn't been in 18 years. And I got down to the bottom. I said, but we're going to dress 15. They're going to dress 15, and I know our 15 are better. They knocked the doors down to go out there. My assistants looked at me because I'm not much for pregame speech. I'm terrible. They said, where did you get that? And instead of giving him credit, I went. I've got several assistant coaches here tonight, and I've had some unbelievable dudes help build a program at Albertville. It's probably the most fun that I've had in coaching. As much as I love players, and we always say how much we love players, those bonds that I have with our coaches are second to none. Players graduate, but we get to be around coaches for year after year after year, and they become our best friends. And any accomplishments that you can think of at Albertville,
were on the backs of assistant coaches and players. I mean, they were fantastic. As for our players, I'm indebted to them and their parents for believing in me and allowing me to coach their kids. We made a lot of good memories, and I'm proud to be their coach. Finally, I'd like to thank my principals, Johnny Ingram, Paul Maccabee, and Deidre Tidwell for their friendship and guidance over the years. Earlier in my career, I didn't know what I was doing, so guys that were my principal early put up with a lot, and I appreciate their grace as I was trying to figure some things out. And finally, some close friends from the Alpha community that helped me be a better coach, helped me be a better person. Greg Henderson, Matt Brooks, Quentin Williams, Thomas Snellings, all helped me figure out that it wasn't about me. And that was a big part of us getting better and moving forward. Thank you guys again for this honor. I'm very appreciative of it, and thanks for Jimmy Bradshaw and what he's done as far as nominating me and nominating my dad years ago. Thank you.
Horizon Communications' archives of local high school sports and school programs now spans decades and generations, covering multiple sports and programs. DVDs of these memorable events make the perfect gift for any occasion, and the cost is simple and affordable. The first game or program DVD is $20, the second game or program is $15, and then any others are only $10 each, all on their own individual DVD. Pre-1990 games converted from coaches' films are as low as $5 per game. We have hundreds of games from the late 50s on up. Give us a call at 256-582-7373, message us on Facebook, or email mharden@horizoncommunications.net to check the availability of your desired event. Let Horizon Communications help you with the gift of video to be treasured for a lifetime. Since 1992, Horizon Communications has brought you community channel programming. As we're preparing for another season of high school sports, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank our many loyal community-minded sponsors who've supported Horizon's local origination programming through the years. We encourage our local viewers to patronize our local sponsors and let them know how much you enjoy Horizon's community channel broadcast. For information on joining our team of community channel broadcast sponsors, give Mike Harden a call at 256-582-7373.
Since 1943, the Municipal Utilities Board has been meeting utility needs of the citizens of Albertville and surrounding areas. From keeping your home comfortable to providing necessary expansions and supporting industrial and commercial growth, MUB provides the utilities you rely on in your everyday life. Electricity, water, wastewater, all at a reasonable cost. MUB is committed to providing reliable service today and resources tomorrow. MUB is proud to be a supporter of this community channel broadcast.
Since 1952, Wilkes Tire and Battery Service has been the place to take your vehicle for service you can trust. Our family takes pride in carrying on the tradition of providing great service, working with integrity, and giving back to the community. For tires, batteries, auto services, and more, choose the people you can trust. With 10 locations to serve you, including Albertville and Gunnersville, at Wilkes Tire and Battery Service, we get you started and keep you going.
Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2023 inductee, Misty Lang. Misty Lang was born into a very athletic family on November 21st, 1976. Her parents are Steve and Rosalind Lang. Steve played basketball for Douglas High School from 1965 to 69 for Coach Byron West. Her sister Nicole played softball and basketball for the Eagles, and her brother Daniel played football and basketball. Her grandfather, Glenn H. Currier, played football at Sneed Seminary in the late 30s for 2020 Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee William H. Battle. Misty started playing junior high basketball as a 7th grader under Coach Ed Daniel at Douglas High School in 1989-90 and was the MVP of her 8th grade team in 1990-91. She also played Dixie Youth Softball in the Douglas Recreation League. Misty became an outstanding basketball, softball, and volleyball player at Douglas High School from 1992 to 1995. As a sophomore in 1992-93, Misty played guard on the basketball team for Coach Alan Thacker and had a big impact on the team. She was selected to the All-Marshall County Tournament team. She was All-County, an All-Area MVP, and Team MVP. As a member of Coach Rhonda Morton's inaugural softball team, Misty received the Best Defensive Player Award. In 1993-94, Misty was the outside hitter for Coach Alan Thacker's volleyball team. The Eagles went all the way to the 3A state tournament, and Misty was selected first team All-County, All-Area MVP, Honorable Mention All-State, and DHS Outstanding Hitter. As a junior on the basketball team, the Eagles had the best team record in the program's history at 17-12. Misty was the team MVP and made the All-County, All-Area, and Honorable Mention All-State teams. In 1994-95, Misty had an outstanding senior year, playing middle blocker for the volleyball team. The Eagles made their second straight trip to the state tournament and finished as the 4A state runner-up. Misty made the All-State tournament team, first team All-State, All-County, and All-Area teams. She was also selected to play in the Mizuno North-South volleyball match and was selected as the outstanding blocker. In the spring, Misty played shortstop for Coach Bill Randolph's softball team and was chosen team MVP. Misty graduated from Douglas High School in 1995 and signed a scholarship to play volleyball and basketball for Wallace State Community College in Hanceville. The volleyball team, coached by Tracy Witt, won the NJCAA State and Region 22 championships and played in the national tournament in both 1995 and 1996. Misty was selected to the AJCAA All-Tournament team in 1996. In 1995-96 and 1996-97, Misty also played shooting guard in basketball for the Lady Lions under Coach Larry Slater. Following her 2 years at Wallace, Misty signed a full scholarship to play volleyball for Coach Robbie Cameron Spires at the University of West Georgia in Carrollton, Georgia. While there, the Wolves, formerly the Braves, qualified for the Gulf South Conference Volleyball Tournament and had the best record in UWG history. Following graduation, Misty worked at the West Georgia Technical College in many athletic department positions, including athletics director. Since 2018, she has also coached the Pathfinder Volleyball Club in Carrollton. She resides in Carrollton with her daughter, Kelsey Thomas. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2023 inductee, Misty Lang.
Misty will be presented her plaque and pin by Board Member Barry Mayhall.
Good evening. Originally I had thought, well, maybe I won't give a speech because we didn't really have to tonight. Then I realized I gotta break the testosterone up in here. So I changed my mind. First and foremost, I do want to thank, I am truly honored to be inducted into this class with all of these wonderful athletes. I would like to first start off by thanking my family, my mom and dad. As parents, you all know, if you are a parent, been a parent, about to be a parent, they put in so much time waiting, dropping me off, waiting on me, picking me up, sitting in those hard bleachers. And they had 3 sports with me, and then my brother and my sister. So I want to give them a big, big thank you for all the years of sitting through some tough times and some good times. On that note, no one can really prepare you when you become a parent and you're such a competitive athlete. And then you have to change roles and you become the cheerleader and you become the supporter and you have to sit there and you're like, I can't sit through this. I can't. I gotta get up. And then when it's really bad, I do. I left the gym a few times on my daughter, some of her playing time. So no one can really prepare you for that role. So again, shout out to all the parents in there. And then I thought to myself, well, while I'm critiquing everyone and all these coaches, this will be easy. I'll become a coach, right? So I put on my coaching hat. And then really no one tells you, not only do you have 12, 15 players, but you got 24, parents, administrators, all of those eyes on you. And then guess what? You can't leave the gym when you want to leave the gym when you're coaching, when you're down by 3 or, it's game point and you're sitting there and you have to call that timeout and everybody, all eyes are on you. So on that note, I want to give a big, big special thanks to someone in here, well, a few in here actually, that said, you know what, I'm going to take on this role and take on all of these high school teenagers, these girls that I'm going to step in, and I want to give a big shout out first and foremost to Coach Alan Thacker, as I would not be up here tonight. He took that jump, that leap of faith, and came into Douglas High School as a big part, and he also had some pretty big shoes to fill when he first stepped in. As I was going into my varsity years, I was coached by Coach Gary Ledbetter, inductee, Hall of Fame as well, and in volleyball, Coach Miss Susie Little, and I was looking forward to them, taking me through my varsity years, and then Coach Thacker stepped in, and I was like, oh no, what am I going to do? And the fact that, he stepped in there and took us, believed in us, had a system, and supported us, that right there really made me who I have become. I also want to give a special thank you for my surprise guest, Coach Bill Randolph, my softball coach. He as well stepped in to some pretty big shoes from Coach Rhonda Morton for softball. So without these people in my life, I could not be here today. And again, I want to thank the committee for nominating me and inducting me into the Sports Hall of Fame. Thank you.
Lake Guntersville Pool and Spas is your home for custom pool design and construction, along with service, sales, and repair. They're also your authorized dealer for bullfrog spas and swim spas. For your new construction or redesign of your existing personalized outdoor space, visit our large showroom, located at the top of the mountain in Guntersville. Call Lake Guntersville Pool and Spas at 256-582-4050. Shane Vandegrift and the Lake Guntersville Real Estate Team are proud supporters of the Guntersville City Schools and Wildcat Athletics. They encourage you to get out and support your local sports. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, the best call you can make is Lake Guntersville Real Estate at 256-582-0112. Visit their informative website, shanev.com. They're your source for real estate in the Lake Guntersville area. They'll support you through the entire process, just like they support the Wildcats.
Screwdriver.
Screwdriver.
Pliers.
Pliers.
Phone. Care can be distracting.
Phone.
That's why our new Whirlpool Smart Range lets you care smarter with control from anywhere. So life doesn't revolve around your range.
Give me that Phillips screwdriver, would you, kiddo?
Every day, care. Whirlpool.
Visit the helpful, knowledgeable staff at Bonds Appliance on Gunner Avenue in Gunner.
You walk in the door, it's a hometown atmosphere, just a great place to purchase a vehicle.
We're going to do what we say we're going to do.
I've been a customer for over 8 years and I love it.
The customer can relax and feel like that there's no pressure.
We've had a very good experience. I will come back here to buy whatever cars that we are going to buy in the future.
We don't try to steer you in a different direction.
For us, we don't need to go anywhere else.
We want everyone that walk in that feel like they're at home, that they're part of our family. Because at Sand Mountain Toyota, we are more than a dealership.
First Baptist Church of Guntersville is another proud supporter of Guntersville High School. Best of luck to the Wildcats throughout the seasons.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2023 inductee, Johnny Pelham. Johnny Wilson Pelham was born on January 25, 1967 in Macon, Georgia. Johnny has two younger sisters, Selena Hale and Christina Warren. Johnny grew up in Gwinnett County, Georgia, and began playing basketball as an 8-year-old. Heavily influenced by his uncle, Coach Jesse Hobbs, a legend in southern Georgia, Johnny found his way onto school teams in Decula. He made the varsity squad at Decula High School as a freshman and became an Atlanta Journal-Constitution first-team All-State performer by his senior year. He was named Gwinnett County Super 5 as a senior and AJC second-team All-State as a junior. After his high school graduation in 1985, Johnny signed with Middle Georgia Junior College in Cochran, Georgia. As a sophomore, he averaged 21 points per game and was named All-Georgia JUCO. In the first year of the three-point line, he shot 38% from the new arc. He then moved on to play at Jacksonville State University for Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Charter Class inductee Bill Jones. Johnny averaged 10 points per game in his 2-year career there. His senior year was special, as the team reached the NCAA Division II Final Four. After his eligibility was complete, Johnny moved into a graduate assistant position for the next couple of years, helping his mentor, Coach Jones, and the Gamecocks return to the NCAA Elite Eight in 1990. Johnny started his high school coaching career as the head varsity boys coach at Mellow Valley High School in Cragford, Alabama. His team had a record of 17-11 and lost in the sub-state game to eventual state champion Notasulga. He also served as head softball coach for the Eagles. After a year there, he went back to his home state of Georgia to become the head varsity basketball coach and assistant football coach at Jackson County High School in Jefferson. He turned a struggling program around and won 17 games after the team had won just 4 games combined the previous 2 seasons. In 1993, then Principal Frank Smith hired Johnny as the head varsity boys basketball coach at Albertville High School. He had a tremendously successful tenure there, which included 85 wins in 4 years, 4 area championships, 3 Elite 8 appearances, and another Sweet 16 appearance. The Aggies, led by Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2020 inductee Alex Beeson, won the Marshall County Championship in 1996, and Johnny was named Coach of the Year. Johnny left AHS after the 96-97 season to return to Jacksonville State as an assistant on Bill Jones' staff during Coach Jones' final year of coaching. He then was hired at Buckhorn High School in Newmarket, where he spent the next 6 years as varsity boys head coach. The Bucks won 3 area championships and had a Sweet 16 appearance in his 6 years there. Johnny was named the Huntsville Times All-Metro Coach of the Year in 2000. In 2004, Johnny was hired as the first varsity boys head coach at the newly formed Asbury High School. He has also served as athletic director and assistant principal during his time there. Johnny's teams at Asbury have been very successful. The Rams reached the Elite 8 twice and the Sweet 16 once during Johnny's 18 years as head coach. He was the Marshall County Coach of the Year in 2006. In addition to his duties as head coach, Johnny has spearheaded the overall athletic program at Asbury High. The athletic department has grown exponentially with the addition of football, baseball, softball, cross country, volleyball, and golf. Facilities have been upgraded, including construction of the Rams football stadium. Asbury athletes and teams have excelled in numerous sports under Coach Pelham's leadership. He retired from his coaching duties after the 2021-22 season with 529 wins as a varsity head coach. He continues as the school's athletic director. On October 26, 1991, Johnny married the former Paige Abernathy of Spring Garden. They have 2 daughters, Jessica Pankey and Josie Sullivan, and a son, Josh Pelham. They also have 2 grandchildren, Bailey Grace and Jonah Pankey. In 1997, Johnny was named the Jacksonville State University Young Alumnus of the Year. He served for many years on the AHSAA Basketball State Tournament Committee. He owns a 213-acre cattle farm in Asbury, which is where he spends most of his time these days. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2023 inductee, Johnny Pelham.
Coach Pelham will be presented with his plaque by fellow inductee and board member Bill Aaron.
First, let me say this. I'm extremely nervous tonight, but for different reasons than you can imagine. My wife's an English teacher. Coach Jones is an English major, so you can imagine I'm going to catch it when I leave here tonight after this speech. So, first, I'm honored and humbled to be inducted into the Marshall County Hall of Fame. I would like to thank the Board of Directors for all they do and this great event. I'd like to thank Shannon Allen for covering the teams, most of the teams of my career, and for never writing anything bad when I'm sure you had plenty of opportunities to, Shannon, so I appreciate that. I'd like to thank the communities where I coached. They've all been very supportive. I've always took great pride in putting a good product out on the floor and making it enjoyable for fans to watch. But especially the Asbury community for opening their arms and welcoming my family in, making us a part of the community. I've developed some special friends over the years and very thankful for that. I'd like to thank all the administrators that I've ever worked for. I've always felt like coaches are only as good as their administrators allow them to be, and I've been fortunate enough to work for some very good ones. But special thanks to Bill Aaron, who allowed me to be a part of the beginning history of Asbury High School, and what a special time that was. I'd like to thank all my assistant coaches that have ever coached for me. I've had some really, really good ones. I'm not going to name all of them, but I will name two that are very special to me. It's not often you get to coach with your former players, and Ryan Smith and J.D. Cotton were a part of my staff, and what a special time that was for me, a special time in my career. I'd like to thank Coach Bill Jones. He's been my mentor, obviously my basketball coach at Jacksonville State, but more importantly, he's been a very close friend of mine my entire adult life. There's not many decisions that I make without discussing with him first. So thanks for always being there, Coach. To the players and all the hard work and dedication and loyalty and continued loyalty, tonight I stand here on your shoulders, and this award is really yours more than anybody's. My friends and family that have come here tonight with me and celebrating this special night, I want to thank you for my daughters, Jessica and Josie, for their unwavering support, to my son Josh, who had to endure playing for me. I hope that he looks back on that one day and considers it a special time. Most importantly, to my wife, Paige, and her riding this emotional roller coaster for the last 30 years with me, from being my best friend to my bookkeeper. I even got a technical or two as a bookkeeper. This is my funny story, okay? We're in Cherokee County one night playing, and it's a pretty close game, beginning of the fourth quarter. Official comes over to me and he says, Coach, you got to keep your bookkeeper quiet. I looked over and looked at him and I said, you're crazy. You tell her to be quiet. I got to go home with her tonight. We got every call from then on for the last 6 minutes of the game. He couldn't stand it. But I don't have eloquent enough words to show my appreciation to her, so I'm not even going to try. I'd like to thank my good Lord and Savior Jesus Christ for surrounding me with all these fantastic people and high character people and successful people. You're always a product of your surroundings, and in that area I've been blessed. I've been truly blessed. And once again, honored and humbled, and thank you.
Family-owned and operated Discount Building Supply in Warrenton is a whole lot more than building supplies and hardware. Stop by and browse their 130,000 square foot home center. You'll find popular smoker grills with supplies and seasonings, family outing and tailgate supplies, Yeti coolers, outdoor and hunting apparel, landscape management supplies, boathouse products, and everything to beautify your outdoor living space. Discount Building Supply and Home Center. 3 generations of the Walker family proudly serving your family. Since 1956 and through 3 generations, the C.A. Langford Company has provided crushed limestone, sand, asphalt, and more. From large commercial projects to small jobs and residential needs. For products and services information, call 582-5723 or visit their informative website, calangford.company. RE/MAX Guntersville is a proud supporter of the Guntersville City Schools academics and athletics. Best of luck to the Wildcats throughout the year. For all your real estate needs, call on the local professional staff at RE/MAX Guntersville, 256-582-5585.
With your Citizens Bank and Trust digital wallet, your busy life just got a lot less complicated. The Citizens Bank and Trust digital wallet is compatible with Apple, Google, and Samsung Pay, and is available right now on your mobile device. Citizens Bank and Trust. Small bank, big difference.
Steve and Marilyn Murphy invite you to visit Harrelson Drugs. In addition to being your trusted healthcare resource, Harrelson carries a great selection of gifts and collectibles. You'll find aisles of the most popular names and brands suitable for any occasion. They're also your source for customized invitations and printing. You'll always find an all-occasion card to say exactly what you feel. Harrelson's also carries convenience groceries from the shelf and from the cooler. Harrelson Drugs on the corner of Obrig and Patterson in Guntersville.
Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2023 inductee, A.C. Cubberry Terrell. Andy Colbert Terrell, better known as A.C. Cubberry Terrell, was born on June 7, 1910 in Albertville, Alabama, to Thomas Benton and Martha Terrell. They had 5 children, Ada Kirby, Montgomery Gum, Arno, Cub, and Ruby Strickland. Ada taught school for many years at Martling in Asbury. Ruby also played basketball at Asbury. Cub grew up on a farm in the rural community of Asbury, northeast of Albertville, near the Marshall County-DeKalb County line. By the early 1900s, Asbury had their own junior high school and had started playing basketball. And they played serious basketball. On June 12, 1988, the Gadsden Times published an article about the Asbury community and its school entitled Asbury Harbor's Strong Community Spirit. A photo of the Sand Mountain Championship team from Asbury from 1928 to 30 was shown on the front page. The team included Burt Raines, Horace Baker, Carl Raines, Ernest Raines, Cub Terrell, Woodrow Baker, and Timmons Martin. The coaches were Coach Blocker and Clarence Porch. Asbury had been known as a hotbed for basketball, and Cub was always a part of this sport. The team won 57 straight games from 1928 to 30. The article stated that individuals like Cub made this community an honored place to live. Cub was known for his unbelievable talent on the court, as well as the rough, tough, and power style of basketball that he played. He would sometimes guard 2 opponents at the same time if needed. Cub was also an excellent fast-pitch softball player. He was a great pitcher, and if there were not enough players to cover the field, Cub would pitch the ball and then run to another position. There was the 7th District Agricultural School in Albertville, later changed to Albertville High School. The SDAS was more like a college than a traditional high school. The students even played football. But Cub's mother would not let him play football, and he had chores to do on the family farm. so Cub just continued to go to Asbury to learn and to play basketball through 1931. There were no age or grade eligibility rules at that time. The 1931 team included J. Willie Critcher, Cub Terrell, Armand Burt, Thurman Howard, Jennings Baker, Carmen Burt, Jack Johnson, and coaches Blocker and Porch. After the 1930-31 season, Cub helped the team as an assistant basketball coach for several years. After that, he was the scorekeeper and clock operator for over 40 years. He saw the need to have an electric scoreboard and clock and even offered to pay for it if funds were not available. In 1976, the school gave Cub a Lifetime Service Award for his work as clock operator at Asbury. When former Asbury principal Cecil Wright, a 2003 Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee, heard that Cub was being nominated, he stated, "That's the type of people we need in the Sports Hall of Fame, not me." Mr. Wright went on to say, Cub was not only known for his athletic abilities, but also for his desire for progress and growth of the Asbury community and school. He was the major participant in most all school and community projects. Some of these school and community projects included trustee of Asbury School, PTA leader, co-chairman in the construction of the Asbury Gymnasium, chairperson for obtaining blinds for all classrooms, coordinator for Asbury School Box Supper, Boy Scouts, assisting Asbury Methodist and Antioch Baptist churches, Albertville Nursing Home, Masonic Lodge, Asbury Community Beautification, and any other project that helped the school and community. From 1943 to 63, the Asbury community was recognized as an outstanding rural community of the region of Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama. In 1957, Asbury was deemed Alabama's most progressive rural community. Cub Barry Terrell and the Terrell family were major contributors to these recognitions. Cub was married to Bertha Harris, and they had 3 children, Jean Terrell York, Jimmy Terrell, and Gail Terrell Painter. When Cub stepped down as clock operator, Jimmy replaced him as Asbury's clock operator. Jean was a school teacher, and Gail worked in nursing and rehab until her retirement. Cub also had 7 grandchildren, 14 great-grandchildren, and 13 great-great-grandchildren. Sadly, Cub passed away in 1986 at the age of 76. However, the legacy of Cub Barry Terrell continues to live on. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2023 inductee, A.C. Cub Barry Terrell.
Mr. President and committee, I want to thank you so very much for honoring my dad with this fantastic award. If Dad was still living, he would be 114 years old in just a few days. My only sister and only brother are no longer with us, so I'm the only one left to receive the award. The grandchildren that you saw in the video is now grown. They have children, and some of them have great-grandchildren or grandchildren of their own. And I deeply appreciate them for coming tonight. Dad never bragged about his athletic ability, but I'll have to tell one story that one of his teammates told me. He said, we'd beat everybody on this mountain, and we thought we couldn't be beat, and we went off down to Gadsden. Now, back in those days, they thought Gadsden was a long way away. He said, they were running this offense on us, and we didn't know what in the world to do. And he said, finally, your daddy pushed me out there and said, you get that one, and I'll get those 2. He said, we sure did. Not only was Dad known for his athletic ability, but he was known for his hard work and his unique personality. All this stood out, and the Albertville mayor, Buford Cryer, presented Dad with the key to the city many years ago. When Dad passed away, my mom gave that to me, something I was very proud of. I would be amiss if I didn't mention my mom, because she was always right there with my daddy. anything that went on in Asbury community for progress and pride. They worked together in helping any way that they could. Again, I would like to thank the committee, thank everyone here, and from the bottom of my heart, I want to say thank you for this wonderful award given to my dad.
If you're looking for a rental home or apartment in the Gunnersville area, call on Bonds Real Estate. Visit bondsrealestate.com to search their extensive list of available properties. Bonds Real Estate is another proud supporter of Gunnersville Wildcat basketball.
Congratulations to Buddy Bunch and his staff at Bunch Pharmacy as they were honored as the 2022 Health Mart National Pharmacy of the Year.
Supreme Courts is your ultimate local indoor facility for competition youth sports, training, and recreation activities. Home to Impact Basketball and Volleyball. Give Jonathan Hyde a call at 256-527-1051. As the Electric Board of Gunnersville, we want you to know that we are your partner in the community, and we hope our commitment, character, and integrity shine through every time you meet us as we empower our community to be the best it can be.
As the city of Gunnersville continues to grow and prosper, your Gunnersville Water Board keeps pace. For more information on the Gunnersville Water Board, including fast and easy online bill payment, visit their informative website, gvillewater.com.
Marshall County Gas, a proud sponsor of this community channel broadcast on Horizon Communications. Enjoy the game and make it a point to get out and support your local athletic programs. And remember, gas does it better, naturally.
Your local Foodland Market. Your store for everyday low prices and weekly specials with savings on every aisle and friendly customer service throughout the store. We sell only the best USDA inspected meats. Our trained meat cutters offer fresh cut meats to your specification. Our fruits and vegetables are always fresh, quality and variety you deserve every day. Your local Foodland Market, where savings plus service plus selection equals satisfaction. Ladies and gentlemen, class of 2023 inductee, Dr. Josh Wharton. Joshua Blake Wharton was born on September 22, 1978 in Huntsville, Alabama, to Bill and Linda Wharton. Bill was a head basketball coach for 20 years, 18 of those at Arab High School. He compiled an overall record of 359 and 154 before moving into school administration. Josh has a sister, Kaylee Wharton Parsons, who was a cheerleader and tennis player at Arab High School. Josh started his athletic career in the Arab Recreation Department, playing both basketball and baseball for 7 years. At a young age, he played shortstop and pitcher, even recording a no-hitter. However, his first love was basketball, and it was soon evident that Josh had the ball handling and shooting skills necessary to become an outstanding player for the Knights. He started playing point guard for Arab Junior High in the 7th grade and then moved up to the junior varsity team in the 9th grade, playing for Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame board member Coach Johnny Harbison. That year, he was selected to the 1993 All-Marshall County JV team. In 1993-94, Josh followed his dad to DAR, where Bill had become a principal. As a sophomore, he was a starter on the varsity team under Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame inductee Coach Patrick Harding. Josh was selected to the All-Christmas Tournament team that year. Afterward, Josh decided to return to Arab High School to finish his high school career with the Knights. The Knights excelled in basketball over the next 2 years under Coach Greg Tidmore, and Josh was a major contributor to that success. He was selected to the All-County, All-Marshall County Tournament, and All-Area basketball teams for the 1995-96 and 1996-97 seasons. Josh was also selected as first-team Academic All-State. The Arab High School valedictorian graduated with a 4.50 GPA and averaged 17 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists per game. Josh was also an outstanding tennis player for both the Patriots and the Knights, serving as the #1 seed. After high school, Josh earned a presidential scholarship and attended the University of Alabama, where he graduated in 2001 with a BS summa cum laude and the most outstanding senior award. After graduating, Josh spent 1 year coaching basketball and tennis for Guntersville. He led the Guntersville Middle School 7th grade boys team to a county championship in his only season as coach. Josh then returned to school at the University of Alabama and earned a medical degree in 2006. During medical school, he married his college sweetheart, Natalie, who was a competitive gymnast and head cheerleader for Minor High School. Natalie is the daughter of Ronnie and Debbie Muro. Ronnie is an inductee into the Alabama Softball Hall of Fame. In 2007, Josh and Natalie moved to Augusta, Georgia for him to complete his dermatology residency, where he served as chief resident. After the births of his children, Madeline Rose in 2008 and William Blake in 2010, he moved with his family back to Guntersville to open Dermatology of North Alabama, Inc. Since moving back, Josh has remained involved in sports, coaching his son in football, baseball, and basketball. In 2019, he formed a basketball team for his son's grade. They have competed in an SYBL league and most recently won the 6th grade county championship. Josh's daughter Madeline has also been very involved in sports such as volleyball, cheer, and basketball. She has been on the GMS basketball team coached by Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame board member Johnny Harbison for the last 2 seasons. Ladies and gentlemen, Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame Class of 2023 inductee, Dr. Josh Wharton.
Thank you. Unlike my man Bird Griffin over here, all the opposing coaches in the room against me were begging me to shoot. Thank you. This past winter, I received a phone call from Coach Johnny Harbison, and he had been coaching my daughter Madeline for the past 2 seasons. And my first thought when he called was, "What has Madeline done?" And he said, "Look, I'm calling to congratulate you on your selection to the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame." And I was a bit caught off guard, and my thought was he must be having me confused with my really good former teammate and good friend, Chris Weaver, who played at ARAB as well, but he was inducted back in 2016. So he said, no, it's true. I'm really surprised as well. So I'm certainly honored and humbled by this recognition by the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame board members. And for those not aware, my father was inducted into the 2nd class in Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame. And I recall attending that evening and being blown away by all the amazing athletes and coaches that have come through Marshall County over the years. I love my coaches and teammates at ARAB, and as I finished up my playing career, I had a couple of opportunities to further playing basketball at college, but elected to turn my focus onto a career path in medicine. And thankfully, if it weren't for that decision, I wouldn't have met my wife, Natalie, at the University of Alabama. As the years went on, and trust me, there were many, many long ones in the life of a medical student, an intern, and a resident, but sports always remained a constant in my life. Sports taught me how to compete, taught me how to work hard, how to be a teammate, how to overcome adversity, how to be patient, how to be kind, and how to love something. So I try to apply these lessons from sports every day in my life now as a husband, a father, a physician, a coach, and a friend. I'd like again to thank the Marshall County Sports Hall of Fame for this huge honor and organizing this special event for us all to enjoy. I'd like to congratulate the other members of the 2023 class tonight for this great honor. Thank you to my former teammates for accepting me as a teammate and all the great memories that we've shared together. Thank you to my former coaches, Coach Harbison, Coach Wilson, Coach Harding, who's also inducted tonight, and Coach Tidmore for pushing me to be a better player and person. Thank you to my friends and family who are here tonight from all over the state. My sister Callie and her family, they're here from Dothan tonight. I'd like to thank you, Callie. You likely don't recall, but I would always beg her to go out and throw baseball with me. And occasionally she would very reluctantly agree. Now you have to know Callie, but when we would toss it around, she made it very clear where I had to throw it. If the mitt was here and I did not hit the mitt here, she would throw her glove down, stare at me, and walk right back inside. So, Callie, thank you for teaching me to strive for perfection. My mother-in-law and father-in-law are here tonight, Debbie and Ronnie Miro from Birmingham. Thank you for all the support and love that you've given me over the years and teaching me so much about faith and family. My parents, Linda and Bill. Thank you for constantly being there for me. My mom always told me I could do anything I set my mind to, and because of her, I believed I could. A lot of people know my dad, and many thought he coached me, but my parents have been married almost 53 years for a reason. There was no way that marriage was going to survive if he coached me. I have to say, my dad has had such an impact on so many people, not only here in Marshall County, but throughout the state. On a daily basis, I have a patient come up to me and tell me a funny story about my dad, but they always come back and say, how much they love him and how much they respect him and how much that he's taught them. So thank you, Dad, for inspiring me to help others like you have done for so many. To my kids, Malin and Will, with the grace of God and your amazing mother, you're the greatest accomplishments of my life. I hope you've both paid attention tonight, because there's been some inspiring and very incredible people being honored. And finally, Natalie, thank you for being the rock of our family and allowing me to chase my dreams. I'm definitely the luckiest guy in the room tonight. Thank you.
Mr. Bill Aaron mentioned in his speech that the videos were put together by Dr. John Finley's class at DAR High School. They spend hours upon hours putting those videos together, and I think it would be appropriate that we showed our appreciation to Dr. Finley and his class. Patrick Harding texted me today and said, what are we looking at, about a 3-hour banquet? I said, the goal is 2.5. Check your watch. That is due to the inductees abiding by our request or mandate, however you want to feel about it, to keep their speeches as brief as possible. So we appreciate you inductees doing that. And once again, we want to congratulate all 10 of you on your induction into this very prestigious Hall of Fame. Congratulations once again. So as you leave tonight, be sure you pick up a souvenir program to take with you. We appreciate you coming out. Congratulations, inductees, and have a great night and a safe drive home.
Horizon Communications' archives of local high school sports and school programs now spans decades and generations, covering multiple sports and programs. DVDs of these memorable events make the perfect gift for any occasion, and the cost is simple and affordable. The first game or program DVD is $20, the second game or program is $15, and then any others are only $10 each, all on their own individual DVD. Pre-1990 games converted from coaches' films are as low as $5 per game. We have hundreds of games from the late 50s on up. Give us a call at 256-582-7373, message us on Facebook, or email mharden@horizoncommunications.net to check the availability of your desired event. Let Horizon Communications help you with the gift of video to be treasured for a lifetime. Since 1992, Horizon Communications has brought you community channel programming. As we're preparing for another season of high school sports, we'd like to take this opportunity to thank our many loyal, community-minded sponsors who've supported Horizon's local origination programming through the years. We encourage our local viewers to patronize our local sponsors and let them know how much you enjoy Horizon's Community Channel broadcast. For information on joining our team of Community Channel broadcast sponsors, give Mike Harden a call at 256-582-7373.
Since 1943, the Municipal Utilities Board has been meeting utility needs of the citizens of Albertville and surrounding areas. From keeping your home comfortable to providing necessary expansions and supporting industrial and commercial growth, MUB provides the utilities you rely on in your everyday life. Electricity, water, wastewater, all at a reasonable cost. MUB is committed to providing reliable service today and resources tomorrow. MUB is proud to be a supporter of this Community Channel broadcast.
People's Bank is my go-to place for banking.
When you deal with People's, their goal is your success.
Here at People's Bank, it's more about a relationship.
I know my bankers, and I've got their cell numbers. I just call them.
If we had been with a larger bank, we would have just been a number. We're supported 100% by People's Bank.
They're our neighbor, they're our friends. We're part of this community.
I went to People's Bank because I knew they were going to take care of me.
People's Bank treat us like we're the most important client they have.
Marshall DeKalb Electric Cooperative is a proud supporter of our community and our local schools, academics, and athletics. Best of luck to all our local teams throughout the season. Our mission at Marshall DeKalb Electric Cooperative is to provide the most reliable electrical service at the lowest possible rate. We strive to achieve our mission with quality and reliable service and a commitment to our consumer needs. We want to be a beacon in each community that we serve.
There's no better way to brighten up your day.
Hey Rob, how are you doing?
I'm fine, but I'm in a hurry. I've got to get to the cleaners before they close.
Not in Gunnersville, not at Clean Right Cleaners. Now open 24/7 with an automated drop-off and pickup. Located at 2020 Gunner Avenue next to JJ's Hamburgers. You simply sign up, letting you know where your clothes are on the line. Use your PIN number, which is the last 4 digits of your phone number, or you can use the barcode that's on the email.
Wow, that's high tech. I can't wait to use it.
Clean Right Cleaners, now open in Gunnersville 24/7, and in Arab, Clean Right Cleaners. We care about you and your clothes.
With gas prices and inflation at an all-time high, Alexander Ford understands it's tough out there. We do not want to be just some dealership, we want to be your dealership. For all your sales, parts, and service needs, we believe we can save you money. We have new inventory on the way, a fully stocked parts department, and an award-winning service department.
Alexander Ford has been family owned and operated for over 50 years in Boaz. We want to be a part of your family.
Visit Boaz Discount Drugs and Johnson Hallmark in their new location just up the street on the corner of Highway 168 and Elizabeth Street in Boaz. Same helpful, friendly service with personal attention to each prescription. Boaz Discount Drugs is your prescription compounding specialist with custom medications to fit your needs. And Johnson's Hallmark is your source for all occasion cards and gift items.
Since 1952, Wilkes Tire and Battery Service has been the place to take your vehicle for service you can trust. Our family takes pride in carrying on the tradition of providing great service, working with integrity, and giving back to the community. For tires, batteries, auto services, and more, choose the people you can trust. With 10 locations to serve you, including Albertville and Gunnersville, at Wilkes Tire and Battery Service, we get you started and keep you going.
Lake Gunnersville Pool and Spas is your home for custom pool design and construction, along with service, sales, and repair. They're also your authorized dealer for Bullfrog Spas and Swim Spas. For your new construction or redesign of your existing personalized outdoor space, visit our large showroom, located at the top of the mountain in Gunnersville. Call Lake Gunnersville Pool and Spas at 256-582-4050. Shane Vandegrift and the Lake Gunnersville Real Estate Team are proud supporters of the Gunnersville City Schools and Wildcat Athletics. They encourage you to get out and support your local sports. If you're thinking of buying or selling a home, the best call you can make is Lake Gunnersville Real Estate at 256-582-0112. Visit their informative website, shanev.com. They're your source for real estate in the Lake Gunnersville area. They'll support you through the entire process, just like they support the Wildcat.
When my dad wanted a new mower,
I'd say, come on, buddy, let's go see Jim, our local Toro dealer. For service, I'd hear, come on, buddy, let's call Jim. So naturally, I got my mower here. Some things never change. Right, buddy? Well, some things. Real people, real support. You can't beat the personal service from your neighborhood Toro dealer. There's a Toro dealer like Jim in your town.
Visit the helpful, knowledgeable staff at Bond's Appliance on Gunner Avenue in Gunnersville.